Okay.
because, you just revealed to me the other day that you were diagnosed with autism.
Yes, as of recent, I saved up my pennies because it costs quite a bit as an adult. I don't know if many of you know that a lot of insurance, most insurance companies do not cover testing for adult autism, ADHD, and adult. I paid $700. I went to Sachs Institute here in New York City. And I spent a couple hours with a clinical licensed psychologist, Dr. Cross, and we ran a series of several tests. One of the tests were unusual, well, according to him, because this is controversial. They say autistic people lack empathy, but I'm hearing different. I scored high with empathy. I have a lot of empathy for people and just, so all the other tests were across the board, you have autism. So, I kind of knew. Other people have told me, and I just blew it off. My primary care doctor, she sat me down and she's like, I'm going to refer you for an electrophysiological test. And I'm like, why? She said, just go. And that's when they put like a cap on your head with all these electrodes and you take a test or whatever. I don't know what it is, but the results came back. She's like, I think you have autism. Go see a psychologist. I said, okay, this is my primary doctor. I go and she was right. She was right. But I've had other people tell me they suspected. They just by watching me in the room, and I'm like, you're bugging.
Yeah.
And so no, I got the confirmation. I have Asperger's, even though they don't use it or they're trying to stray away from using that. Yeah. But I'm on the spectrum. Yes.
So after getting that news, was there a sense of relief, joy? Was there just a gamut of emotions that you had?
I'm still dealing with the emotions. It's one day I'm relieved, I'm happy because I know so many people in my community. I have a massive community that have been diagnosed. Some people 40, 50 years old just now getting diagnosed.
Right.
But then there's days where I'm depressed and sad because I went through so much unnecessary bullying from the things, there's so many things that autistic people, our behaviors, our traits, we're so misunderstood. I have a lot of odd things that I do that I don't share with people, but I've been doing it since childhood. So, and I got bullied for that by family and by, school. The kids in school are cruel. So I endured 20 plus years of that. Wow. So some days it's relief. I know what I am. I connect the dots in childhood. Other days, and I'm kind of angry at mom and dad because mom and dad knew and they just ignored the fact that, they didn't get me evaluated. And had I had the help that I needed when I was young, I probably would have known how to manage my symptoms and made better grades and function better in life. So
and that's one of the biggest struggles that I think kids that have autism have to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Parents that don't accept the fact that their kids are different.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're ashamed to be able to seek help or, talk to family members or friends about it. They kind of hide. And when they hide, the only person that suffers is the child.
Well, that's the whole baby boomer generation and the silent generation. Our elders, our grandparents, great grandparents, and the baby boom. My parents, I think my mother was born in 55, my father's 51. That's the baby boomer era.
Yep.
And the teachers can tell our parents, we see certain things, maybe you should get it. They can make a suggestion. And here comes the pride. Ain't nobody putting labels on my child. I don't know. They'll grow out of it. My child will grow out of it, or we'll beat it out of them, or we'll pray it off of them.
Right.
We're all messed up because mom and dad didn't do their job.
Absolutely.
It'd be one thing if they didn't know any better and nobody told them or warned them, but most of us, our teachers said something. Mm-hmm. They said something, your child's having behavioral issues. They said something and mom and dad was like, well, not my child. You ain't about to put a label on my child. And that was the whole baby boomer generation. So guess what? 40 years later, we didn't grow out of it.
And there's a lot of people out there that are struggling.
So many of our people are walking around undiagnosed.
Right.
So, listen, the baby boomer generation are walking around unhealed with so much trauma. They've projected it onto us. And now we as adults the adult children are going to therapy for the things that they did to us or did not do, you know. So I think it's unfair. That's where the sadness for me comes in, like, damn, mom and dad, y'all could have did more for me, because I got bullied, man. It was insane. So
the only thing that I can say that I guess like right now that there's so many resources out there that weren't around when, you know, we were much younger. So, you know, I think that you being able to come out now and having that secure community to be able to go to when you are having some struggles, when you are, you know, having a hard time or whatever it is, or just trying to, you know, find out who you are, right? There's a place that you can be able to go. Like, you know, my son is autistic and he's a wizard. You know, I tell him all the time that he's my superhero. He's my hero. You know, because I learn from him every single day. There's not a day that goes by that's like, okay, I didn't realize how crazy or how great you were because of that. Like, we have these we call it the domino blocks. He can literally build snakes and stuff. And we just got it for him the other day. So
autistic children, adults are brilliant.
Amazing.
Our brains are wired different. Bill Gates is autistic. Elon Musk, Eminem, so many celebrities that we feel are awkward or weird, they're autistic, but they're brilliant. So me just looking back, I know I'm highly intelligent. I got myself through college, but there are a lot of weird behaviors and things. You know, going to the bathroom and having to take my clothes off because I hate how fabric feels. I'm sitting here with no shoes on. I'm going to tell your audience, I don't like shoes on my feet. You know, I'm funny with textures and fabrics, and I've been doing that since child. I walk barefoot everywhere. My grandparents used to say, stop walking barefoot. Then I walk on my toes. That's a trait of autism, walking on my toes everywhere. So the dots are connecting. I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not weird. I'm wired different. And it just sucks that I was bullied and made fun of for those things.
I mean, you know, listen, kids are mean, but the fact that they don't know, and a lot of people are very ignorant to the autism community. Still, like with all the, you know, the advances that have been made, they're still very ignorant to it. And hopefully,
well, they're ableists.
Yeah. I mean, you have a message out there for adults that are dealing with this, because I think that this is going to help a lot of people, honestly.
Go get tested. Even if you know, they say you can self-diagnose. There's tests on the internet. You can take your own tests. If you can save up your money, get a clinical diagnosis. You're not crazy. Trust your gut. You know. I have this thing where I feel that narcissistic people bully autistic people. And because autistics have the ability to see through people, we're hyper vigilant. We notice pattern recognitions in toxic people. We pick up toxicity, and, you know, we're on it, and we're straightforward. We call things out. So to a fake person, a manipulative person, they're not going to like us. So if you've been bullied all your life, whether it's family or friends or kids in general, people in general, be true to who you are. There's a community that will embrace you. You know, come to the other side. Stop trying to fit in. We get you. That's all I will say.
Absolutely. Well said.